Time now for MediaWatch. Emma James is here in the studio talking, or you've been taking a look rather, at how the supporters of one US presidential hopeful are possibly harming his chances of getting his shot at the White House.
Yes, and it's not Donald Trump. This time it is Bernie Sanders who is having a few problems with the people who are declaring their support for him. He's seen as kind of avuncular. He's 74 years old. He's the sort of cuddly, idealistic candidate almost. But the same can't be said for this particular group of supporters, so much so that earlier this week, his Rapid Response Director, which is a great job title, Mike Kaska, tweeted this: "If you support Bernie Sanders, please follow the senator's lead and be respectful when people disagree with you." So what is the problem? Well, according to Mashable, it is the bros who love Bernie Sanders who've become a sexist mob. Now, by bros, it's a term that was coined back in October by The Atlantic magazine. They referred to the BernieBros, and they are young white men who have too much time on their hands, frankly, and are on social media all the time, working class, maybe upper working class. And it is these people who are choosing to be very aggressive whenever anyone talks about Hillary Clinton, and certainly when anyone criticises Bernie Sanders. Now, Mashable has spoken to a chief of staff for a Democratic member of Congress who has endorsed Clinton. What they said is they are a mob, and it's not positive toward their candidate. It's trying to tear you down from supporting Hillary. So Mashable asks, well, will it hurt Bernie's chances? They say we'll get a better idea of that on February the 1st. But if we take a look at Reddit, which is one of the sort of breeding grounds for the BernieBros, as they're called, 160,000 people use this to sort of share their opinions and talk about Bernie Sanders in particular. I took a look earlier to see whether I could find some of these sort of hateful messages, because after all, it isn't all Bernie Sanders supporters. It is a small group of them, but they are being very prolific on social media because they're that group, the young group, who are using it all the time. I have to say that I couldn't find anything. Now, perhaps that is to do with the fact that the Sanders campaigners and other supporters are trying to really quash this movement. However, a writer for Jezebel magazine posted some messages that she hoped might provoke a reaction, just to see what happened, on some Bernie Sanders support websites on Facebook. As you can see, this post has now been removed. In her article in Jezebel, she details exactly what it was that was said to her, and you can see why those posts were removed. She got 150 responses in just 45 minutes, and I can't repeat to you what some of those were. Now, the majority were harmless, but others were littered with swear words, even curse words specifically created to attack women, words that I've never seen before, but that involve parts of women's bodies combined with curse words. So you can see why the Bernie Sanders camp is concerned about this particular group of people.
I imagine Bernie Sanders himself distressed by it, but what you have to say is that the fact that so many people are politically motivated to act in that way, that's distressing, and frankly, it stinks. Next, a dramatic makeover for an iconic children's toy. Is the world ready for the new shapes and sizes of Barbie?
Well, you might think that at 57 it's a little late for a midlife crisis, but Mattel have decided that there's been a dip in sales, so they need to revamp the face of Barbie, and the body of Barbie, more importantly, because as we see here, after nearly 6 decades, real little girls can finally buy a Barbie that looks like real girls. Now, the new additional shapes are curvy, petite and tall, and it has caused quite a lot of fuss online, as you might imagine. Lots of supporters. The child in me is excited, the adult in me is proud, says this Twitter user. Queen Latifah herself, a woman of very curvaceous plentiful
proportions.
Yes, indeed.
She's lovely. Carry
she
on.
says, I'm loving that Barbie added 3 new body types to the line. Barbie herself has managed to overcome her disability, having those fingers joined together in her hands, and typed this. What a powerful moment, and this is just the beginning. Hashtag the doll evolves. And she's linked to this Time magazine cover. Now can we stop talking about my body? However, when we look at that article in Time magazine, it isn't exactly flattering when it comes to these new Barbie designs. What the writer Jill Filipovich says is Barbie's problem is far beyond skin deep. One pointy-toed step forward is hardly a giant leap for womankind. Barbie is a literally objectified woman, not a superhero or an action figure, but a plastic lady, notable because she is pretty. And this Twitter user here also not happy. Having a curvy Barbie isn't a win for girls and women. It's a win when the discussion is no longer about our bodies.
Indeed. My daughter, I'll add again, never had a Barbie. She had a football instead, and she's got 2 good feet, that I can say. How unrealistic, then, are Barbie's vital statistics, Emma?
Well, this is something that's been debated for a very, very long time. Back in 1996, an artist created these 3D models of how Barbie's vital statistics compared with those of a healthy 19-year-old. This is the image that we're looking at here. It compares an 18-inch waist, which is just impossible, with 33.6 inches, which is what the healthy 19-year-old had. The neck is 9 inches on the Barbie, 15 inches on the ordinary girl.
9-inch neck.
It is crazy. However, the men are also getting in on the act, saying, what about us? Curvy Barbie, that's good. Now where's dad bod Ken? And also this one, where's fat Ken? Where's short, nerdy Ken? Where is tall, lanky Ken? And finally, girls whined about Barbie's body enough to get it changed because it was unrealistic. Meanwhile, and they've posted an image of He-Man.
He-Man, nothing like me. I'm more like short, fat and hairy legs. Emma, thank you very much indeed. Emma James with the latest on Barbie and, of course, all the media scene. Thank you very much indeed. Pleasure to see you.